I love it, man. Hey, you have your Val book?
Huh?
You have your own Val book?
Yeah, I do. Got it.
Okay.
What's that, London? I'm saying this side now.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You want me to tell everybody to stand up?
Stand up.
You want me to announce on the microphone?
So,
To rise for the bride?
Yeah.
It's an awkward couple there. You look beautiful. You look great.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this joyous celebration of life and love. Cookie, Will, I think I speak on behalf of everybody here when I say it's about damn time. This celebration was originally intended for a day almost 2 years ago. But of course, a global pandemic has very little sympathy for our plans. But as I look at both of you standing here before me today, I think about the road that brought you here from that point. And I realize that although it has been 2 years, it has not been 2 years wasted. In that time, you've learned how to appreciate the people in your lives more. You've learned how to make the most of every moment. You value love and family more than ever today. The two of you have grown closer to each other, had time to start building your life and home together, and you've proved that you can survive a frickin' pandemic together as a team. So you two have essentially already been through better or worse sickness and health, and you stand here today together, more convicted in this commitment than you ever could have been before. So yes, this wedding has been 2 years in the making, but I say it was worth the wait. Congratulations to you both. Cookie, I know that you have always imagined this moment with your father here. I have personally never met a man who was more proud of his daughters, and I know that Bull is watching over us right now. He's beaming with joy and joining us in the celebration. I'd like to ask everyone here at this time to take a moment of silence for Cookie's father, as well as for all of our loved ones who are no longer with us. And through this moment, I ask that we remember them, we honor them, and we thank them for their influence on who Cookie and Will are today. Let's take that moment of silence now. Thank you. Sorry for doing that to you, Cookie. For those of you who don't know me, I am Cookie's brother-in-law, and I'm fortunate enough to be married to her beautiful older sister, Maggie, standing over there. So I'm not actually related by blood to Cookie or Will, and I didn't grow up with either of them, and I wasn't even there when they first met. So you might be wondering why I'm officiating this wedding. So here are my credentials. Number one, despite not sharing any blood relation, we are most definitely family. And I'd like to present Exhibit A. My daughter Penny looks just like a young Cookie. And my son, Exhibit B, his most precious stuffed animal that never leaves his side is named Will Bear. So let that soak in. Reason number two, I feel like I have the most relevant experience for this job, having already been part of a wedding where a Chinese guy marries into this family in Mexico. So that was me, I did that. All right. Lastly, and most importantly, I'm officiating today because Cookie and Will asked me to. And anyone who knows the two of them would know that if you ask them for help, they show up. That's just what they do. They drop what they're doing, and they put 100% into showing up for others. So when they asked me to show up, I wanted to make sure that I did. So of course, I started by Googling how to officiate a wedding. And apparently I'm supposed to talk a little bit about the bride and groom, so here goes. I first met Cookie almost 15 years ago when she was still a teenager. But even then, at that age, I remember she was wise beyond her years, with an incredible warmth, kindness, and empathy for others. And I remember thinking to myself that there's no way that someone could possibly be this nice. She had like a Disney princess level kind of thoughtfulness and heartfulness, and she had a genuine enthusiasm for life, and she wore her heart on her sleeve at all times. And over time, I got to know her better and better, and it's been one of the greatest blessings of my life to have her as a little sister. And to this day, she is still all of those things and more, and I couldn't be more proud of the girl standing before us today. So now let's talk about Will. When I first heard that Cookie was dating someone, I was actually quite upset. I was ready to protect her from whoever this was. I asked my wife, "Who is he? I need to meet him." And she didn't know much about him at the time. She just told me, "He's Chinese." And I was like, "Oh, cool. That's a pretty good start." But in all seriousness, I distinctly remember thinking to myself, what guy could possibly match the level of kindness, thoughtfulness, and pure-heartedness that exists in my little sister, Cookie? And it turns out that that guy does exist. His name is Will. Upon meeting him, I saw that he too was also ridiculously thoughtful, genuine, and kind. And the two of them are a disgustingly perfect match, as you can see them exchanging tissues that are used. It appeared in that moment that I was looking at possibly the most generous, kind, and perfect couple of all time. And then I saw them play a game together for the first time, and all of that went completely out the window. When I say these two are competitive, I mean the taunting, the yelling, the gloating, the sheer amount of trash talk that comes out of their mouths, that intensity. It's scary. I was truly afraid, and I wasn't even playing. True story, the two of them have an official running list of games that they're no longer allowed to play together because they know it'll cause a fight. But what's important to understand about this is that it's actually this fight that's inside both of them, this desire to compete, that also rallies them together against hard times, gives them the resilience through adversity, and it pushes them to fight with all of their heart for each other as well. So, take all of this, the unparalleled kindness, the shared competitive spirit, and add to the fact they both love fitness and sports, their countless shared interests and hobbies, the way they put their family first, and the fact that neither of them actually go by their actual legal names. And you have, in fact, the perfect couple here today for the perfect marriage. Speaking of marriage, this next part is where I'm supposed to talk about what makes marriage so special and share with you the secret to a perfect marriage. And you're in luck because I happen to be married, and I made you a list. And it's actually very, very simple. All you need to do is trust each other, communicate often, hold each other accountable, push each other, but not too hard. Be kind and patient, encourage one another, play together, be there for each other, but also give each other space, like look past each other's faults, embrace each other's strengths, share vulnerably whenever possible. Are you taking notes? Have empathy, include each other, be adventurous, address your issues, don't hold grudges, don't watch the next episode of Netflix even if they fall asleep 5 minutes in after promising they wouldn't even though you knew they would. Be able to take a joke, and the list goes on. And I have about 36 more here, I'll scroll through it. But like I said, it's actually very simple. You see, a good marriage does require all of those things and more. But the truth is, we are all human. And we all inevitably let each other down. We will mess up, and we will hurt each other. And we will fall short from time to time. So really what it comes down to is simple as this. How do we bounce back? How do we work through it as a team? How do we give each other grace? How do we forgive one another? And how do we commit to becoming better for one another? And that commitment begins today. You see, marriage involves many things. There's this wedding, the rings, the certificate, the legally binding process, a new way to do taxes. But at its core, marriage is nothing more than a promise made and kept by two individuals. Today is but one brief day in time, and although your vows will be spoken in a matter of minutes, they are promises that will last a lifetime. Cookie and Will have taken the courage to write their own vows for us today. They will now share them to each other before us all. Will? Yes, always you first. I called it for you like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Cookie. Hi, everyone. Do you remember the 3 things I said to you when I asked you to marry me? Probably not, because you were mesmerized overseeing the ocean in Santorini, like we are now. So please don't forget. I want to tell you 3 stories to help you remember my vows to you. First story goes summer of 2011, when I was to visit Taiwan for summer vacation. I got to the airport to check in, and the front desk agent said that if I were to go, I could not come back because my passport is expired. With that, fate had me in the path of hanging out with you all summer, and we would eventually date. So I vowed that I would miss my flight to come take care of you anytime and anywhere. First vow. Second story. Do you remember the time I left my wallet in your purse? That was after our first official date, after asking you out. Well, if you did not know then, I may have left my wallet in your purse on purpose. So, that way I would be able to see you again very soon, and that you won't leave me. Because I always want to be with you, because I will always love you. Third, do you remember that time I opened the door for you? As in, yes, I know. This is not the only thing that I'm like for this, but I will always be your gentleman for the rest of your life. Cookie, I am the luckiest man in the world. I promise to love you, take care of you, and to be your gentleman for the rest of our lives. I love you.
Oh God, it's so windy. We both know how indecisive I can be, but if there's one thing that I know, or if there's one decision in my life that I know for a fact I didn't hesitate on, it was to spend the rest of my life. It wasn't just a single moment that made me realize you were the one for me, but it was a compilation of moments. From when I noticed your weekly overseas FaceTime calls with your mom and grandma, when you consistently reminded me to bring a jacket because you know my tendency to get cold, or always letting me have the last French fry, holding me tight when it thunders loudly, remembering our monthly anniversaries, or caring for my parents and family as if they were your own. This is just a tiny glimpse of how genuinely thoughtful and kind-hearted you are, and why I fell in love with you. Over the past decade, we have not only grew as individuals, but together. You helped me become the better person each and every day by showing me how to be more patient, how to have a half-glass full perspective, which hasn't been easy, and to just have fun in life. You tell me often to not worry, and everything has a way of working itself out. You acknowledge my strengths and accept my faults. I cannot promise you that I will be the perfect wife, but I can promise to love you through the good and bad times. I promise to fight with you and for you, but never against you. I promise to always root for the Packers in full gear with you. I promise to always give you a hug when you come home from work. I promise to try my hardest to step away from my stubbornness and accept that I make mistakes and that I am, shockingly, not always right. I promise to remember that you are not perfect, but perfect for me. But that we are perfect for each other. And I promise to love you no matter what from this day forward for the rest of my life.
Cookie and Will, will you please take each other's hands? Will, do you take Cookie to be your lawfully wedded wife and travel the rest of life's road with her? Will you love her, laugh with her, comfort her, honor and protect her, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Cookie, do you take Will to be your lawfully wedded husband and travel the rest of life's road with him? Will you love him, laugh with him, comfort him, honor and protect him, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live.
I do.
May I have the rings, please? Will, place this ring on Cookie's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring.
Wear it with love and joy.
Wear it with love and joy.
As this ring has no end,
As this ring has no end,
my love is also forever.
my love is also forever.
Cookie, place this ring on Will's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring.
Wear it with love and joy.
Wear it with love and joy.
As this ring has no end,
As this ring has no end,
my love is also forever.
my love is also forever.
May the wedding rings you exchange today remind you always that you are surrounded by enduring love. Cookie and Will, you've given your vows, you've exchanged your rings. My job here is almost done. You two have now officially taken the first step in your journey together before family and friends. Let this moment be a beacon that continues to remind you and all of us here today of our promise, the promise you made to one another in the days and years to come as you share all that is sweet and bitter in life. We've come to the end, and therefore, it is with great joy and pride that I now officially pronounce you husband and wife. You may now seal your marriage with a kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present to you for the very first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. William and Cookie Lee. Thank you. You look so pretty, baby.
I couldn't see the whole time.
Oh, really?
Walkie, 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 walkie. Cookie's married.
Thank you guys.
Good job!
I know, we're gonna eat soon, don't worry.
I thought tomorrow was blocked. You couldn't see anything? I did. Okay.